This is my Wuque Studios Freya Endgame, the Tiffany Freya. So I uploaded the Tiffany Eternity Watch image into the display, as you can see. At your typing angle, it really does look like there's a watch there. I also have aluminum shine through keycaps for the arrows that are finished in anodized silver, which match nicely with the anodized Tiffany teal of the top case. These are Wuque Studio amber keycaps in teal. I also force broke the weight, because that if you don't, it rattles around and then you hear this pinging sound, like it drives me crazy. So that's force broken. And when you tap on the keyword, there's no ping sound. There's also a piece of tape under the case right here, so that the top case doesn't hit the bottom case and you don't hear any pinging there, as well as on the 4 locations where the screws are located to hold the case together. There's also tape there for the force break as well. The bottom of the case is rose gold, anodized rose gold. The waist on the bottom is anodized gold. So this part came actually from a different Freya, because this is a Freya Ultra, actually a Freya Ultra Valhalla edition, because if you look at the knob, it's silver, and I did this because the silver knob matches the silver chamfer on the edges of the inside of this keyboard. See how the silver chamfer? Only the Valhalla edition has a silver knob like this. So this knob comes from the Valhalla edition keyboard. The top and bottom cases were purchased separately, and the Valhalla edition doesn't come with the gold weight. It comes with the green, a really dark green weight that matches the top case of the Valhalla edition. So to get this gold weight, they don't sell the weight separately. I had bought a separate, just regular Freya in purple, and I took that weight and put it under here. So this is a kind of a mix of the Valhalla edition plus separate cases, top cases and bottom cases, and the internal parts from the Valhalla. So this is a mix of a lot of different parts from different Freyas, and as well as just different Freya parts. So it wasn't inexpensive to build. Let's just say that. The switches are Baby Kangaroo V2s. They're tactile switches. I think they're the cleanest tactile switches. They have no scratch. They're a medium weight. They're not super light. They're not really heavy. They just have just enough tactile feedback in them that I like the feel of them. And they happen to thok really well on this particular keyboard. It's kind of odd, because I guess most of the time they're used as clacky switches, and no one really considers them thoky switches, but you'll hear the sound test and understand why I like them, hopefully. So here's the sound test. Also, I should mention this is a two-part plate. The outer keys are set in a carbon fiber plate, and the inner alphas are set in a FR4 plate. There's no foam other than the plate foam between the PCB and the plate. And I also mounted this slightly differently. I put the soft springs in these 4 positions, and then I removed the alignment pins because A, Wuque didn't provide me with alignment pins, and B, when I found alignment pins from a Zoom 65, I put them in here, and the whole keyboard, like the PCB and plate, are just loose when it was only aligned with those alignment pins. So I took the screws from one of the plate kits and put the standoffs and screwed them into the bottom case instead of having alignment pins. And then I set the plate on top of those standoffs and screwed in the plate to the standoff. So these 2 corners are basically tray mounting the plate and PCB. And these 4 springs, along with the pogo springs here for the knob and this pogo springs here for the macros, are also pushing up on the plate. So it's sandwich mounting basically the plate between the springs and screwing that screwed down tray mount essentially with the standoffs into the base case. So it doesn't have a lot of bounce, but it does have some bounce because we're only tray mounting 2 points. It's not like multiple points where you'd have, a harder no bounce part of the plate because then the standoff is screwed down into something. So still has flex, not that much, but it gives for a very thoughtful typing feel, which I really like. Also, these keycaps are really thick. Like, we're talking almost 3 millimeters thick in some places. So that probably contributes to the stockiness as well. I love the way this backspace sounds. I feel like the whole table is vibrating. Same with the space bar. The aluminum keycaps have a very distinct sound too, but no case pain. Oh, so good.